Museums around the world collect, preserve, interpret, and share objects and stories that help us to understand human heritage, creativity, and the world around us. Yet, in an age marked by rising anxiety, digital distractions, and social isolation, many young people are choosing not to engage with these spaces. This film explores whether innovative museum programs, such as the Spinning Label Lab, can help to transform mood, foster connections, and feel the power of objects to support well-being in an anxious generation. Museums have evolved to welcome children and families. Could small changes in design, programming, and atmosphere help attract the often overlooked 18 to 25 age group?
So in a museum label, you should have the basics, which I refer to as the tombstone text. So that would be, say, for a painting, the title of the painting, the artist, the date that it was done, the medium. I wouldn't bother so much with measurements, I don't think, because the work is right in front of you. And then you'd need the accession number and the museum that it comes from.
When a museum label is quite objective in the information that it's telling to the visitor can't feel that connection to the object. And so when it comes to objects or museums that have changed the narrative when it comes to labels by adding a personal story or contextualizing the object in a narrative or a story that happened in that period of time with that specific object, then the visitor would feel more connected because it's all about the narrative, it's all about the context, and it's the historical context and the story. Yeah.
I believe that the reason young people aged 18 to 25 might not feel connected to museums, they might feel alienated, is that they're so used to everything being digital and on screens that they then don't really know how to react to physical objects and how to kind of get enjoyment and interest from physical objects.
Personally, I think now because of the day of technology, a lot of people just prefer being on their phones, and if they want to know something, they just get to know it through their phones. Not only that, when we talk about attention spans, people can't just hold it in. So I think maybe because of that, people think museums might be a bit boring, though it's not. So I think mostly majorly because of the internet.
Ever since I was really young, I've always enjoyed working with clay. There's something about the feeling of clay, different types of clay. I've just always found it very part of self-care. And so for the self-care reflective diary, I decided what I would do is I would take a white clay and I was just going to roll it into a ball like this. And it was a very relaxing kind of gesture. And then add a little water and then push my finger into it and then kind of create a small cup. So that then became a very repetitive process. I would make one, and then I would make another one, and another one. Could creative activities like these help 18 to 25-year-olds connect with the museum, improve their mood, and leave them feeling proud of what they've created?
Hello, I'm Susan Parker-Leavy. I'm head of the Museum of Islamic Art Library. I've worked in the Learning and Outreach team since 2013, and I'm also a student in the MA in Art, Health and Wellbeing at ARU. And I've recently developed something which I'm calling the Spinning Label Lab, which is where you bring together the museum objects, your emotions before and after, and then you create emotional label, and you also create a spinning kind of artwork. So without further ado, let's go inside, and I'm going to show you step by step how to go about being part of this workshop.
Step 1. Write how do you feel right now.
Step 2. Choose your objects. I will choose the pumpkin.
Step 3. Write your own label.
4. Create your own inspired art.
Step 5. Now you've finished, write how do you feel.
During the months of May, June and July, I delivered the Spinning Label Lab workshop at the Museum of Islamic Art Library. More than 90 visitors participated in this creative engagement project, exploring the connections between museum objects, sensory experiences, and personal interpretation.
Normally, I don't usually come to the museums, but after doing these activities with me and my friends, I'm so excited. Literally, when I came here, I was a little down since it was early in the morning. But after doing this, I'm back up and I enjoyed so much.
As the Spinning Label Lab journey unfolded in Qatar, the workshop began to expand beyond the museum walls through social media. Participants aged 18 to 25 captured their creative processes, shared their discoveries, and turned their personal experiences into digital stories. The responses from this young, creative audience reveal something important. Spinning Label was not just an activity to join, but experience to share. The blend of making, exploring museum objects, and developing personal interpretations resonated with a generation that naturally documents through social media platforms. Social media engagement became an extension of the workshop itself, sparking new conversations, reaching wider audiences, and showing how museums can connect with young adults through creativity, participation, and meaningful experiences. The journey continued back to Cambridge, the historic halls of the Fitzwilliam Museum, where the Spinning Label Lab took on a new chapter. Here, we created a 4-hour drop-in workshop entitled The Museum and You, inviting the visitors to step beyond being observers and become storytellers, interpreters, and creators. Using objects from the Fitzwilliam Holdings collection, participants were given the real opportunity to experience the museum through touch, curiosity, and personal connection. Holding objects from the museum became the starting point for the conversations, memories, and new ways of seeing. 23 participants joined the workshop, discovering the joy of imagining their own museum, creating personal labels for their objects, and exploring what stories collections can hold. The final stage of the workshop invited participants to transform their reflections into spiral drawings, a meditative creative process, with thoughts, emotions, and experiences flowed into lines, shapes, and colors. The artworks were then brought together, displayed on the museum workshop wall, creating a shared exhibition of voices and perspectives. Many participants chose to sign their work, a gesture of ownership, pride, and connection.
I believe that what we conservators are doing is not just about passing on the cultural heritage to the future generations. It is also, in a way, a tribute to the craftsmanship of the past.
So what's next for me and the Spinning Label Lab? I want to increase the evidence base, so I'm going to continue to work with museums and 18 to 25-year-olds, but also expand it out to different age groups and different types of locations. I'd then like to publish the findings. I like to work with partners, so if anyone's interested in a partnership or me running a workshop, I'm very happy to do that. Working perhaps towards a PhD or some sort of an entrepreneurial practice, I'm not sure yet. And at the end of this, you'll see that I've now decided I'm going to try to work big. So I've done a few fun things related to that, but also practicing with lots of different age groups, working in bigger sizes, and just seeing where this path leads me. So thank you so much for watching my video.